Buckle up, because what just happened in El Salvador is as wild as it gets, and it's got everything from secret messages to dictator-level deception. So here's the scene: a US senator walks into El Salvador on a mission to meet a man who many believe was wrongly deported and locked up without due process. That senator is Chris Van Hollen. The man he came to see, Kilmaro Garcia. What happened next turned into an international PR stunt, one that smells like tequila, lies, and dictatorship drama. Van Hollen made the long trip to meet Garcia in what he called a main goal of his journey. After the emotional meetup, he posted a message online, saying he'd passed on a heartfelt message from Garcia to his wife and would share more once he got back home. Now, at first, the photos from their meeting looked totally normal, just two people sitting at a table with some water and coffee. But then, enter El Salvador's controversial president Nayib Bukele, often accused of authoritarian behavior. He posted his own version of the same meeting, showing the senator and Garcia sitting in the same place, but this time, there were two glasses of what looked suspiciously like margaritas sitting in front of them. Cue the internet chaos. Bukele's tweet made it seem like these two were casually sipping cocktails in paradise, painting Garcia not as a wrongly imprisoned man, but as someone relaxing with a US politician. Classic propaganda move. So what really happened? Van Hollen came forward and exposed the stunt. He said the margaritas planted. At the start of the meeting, there were only water and coffee on the table. But at some point, government reps came over and, tardíe, mysteriously added two drink glasses with what looked like salt or sugar around the rims. Neither of them touched the drinks. The senator even pulled a Sherlock Holmes move, pointing out that if you check the glass rims, they're completely untouched. No smudges. No gaps. No sipping. Why does this matter? Because it was all a setup. A deliberate attempt by Bukele to twist the narrative and undermine both the senator and Garcia. A cheap visual trick meant to suggest that Garcia was just hanging out on holiday, not fighting for justice after being deported and locked up. And here's the kicker: President Trump, when asked about it, backed the whole thing. Without question. Without facts. Without hesitation. Van Hollen didn't mince words. This is what dictators do. They manipulate, deceive, and stage fake realities when the truth doesn't serve their goals. And Trump? According to Van Hollen, he's cut from the same cloth. But the propaganda didn't stop there. The White House itself got involved, rewriting a New York Times headline to say, "Senator meets with deported Mus 13 gang member who's never coming back." Problem: there's no proof Garcia is in a gang. None. And if there were, why hasn't it been shared? Because due process is a basic right. Even the Supreme Court, yes, the same court packed with conservative judges, sided against the administration in a 9-0 decision. But Trump? He told the public the exact opposite. This is the danger we're facing: leaders creating fake stories, twisting facts, and relying on the assumption that the public won't notice the difference between fiction and reality. And the scariest part? According to a new YouGov poll, nearly 2/3 of Americans oppose deporting immigrants like Garcia without a court hearing or proof of wrongdoing. So if most people are against it, why is it still happening? Because dictators don't listen. And the people enabling them don't care. That's why Van Hollen's message is so critical right now. He's warning that the tactics used in El Salvador, silencing critics, staging scenes, gaslighting the press, are creeping into US politics too. And it's not just about left or right anymore. This is about whether we want truth or tyranny. Democracy or dictatorship. Justice or just spin. So here's the big question: when the history books look back on this moment, which side will you be on? Speech balloon, call to action, outro. If this story shook you even a little, don't scroll away. This is the kind of independent reporting that mainstream media won't always touch, and it's exactly why platforms like this matter. So hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, and share this with someone who still believes facts matter. And if you want to make sure you never miss an update, because who knows what they'll try to bury next, sign up for the free newsletter. Links on screen now. Let's keep speaking truth to power, together. Let me know if you'd like a version with visuals and on-screen cues for video editing too. 40.